You've heard me talk a lot about how important content is to the marketing of your new small business. Content, because of its availability, because of the technology that is available to produce content and to distribute content, is becoming increasingly more important. You've also heard me talk a lot about how important video content is. Our main means of marketing our community, our new small businesses that we have started, live streaming that I do at a website called stickam.com, stickam.com. I live stream there every day, Monday through Fridays at 10 o'clock, sometimes on Saturdays, not regularly, and Sundays at 8 o'clock. Those are all a.m. Eastern Standard Times. And everything that I do at Stickam, I record, and it is available on a daily basis at one of our web pages, one of our landing pages, davidsbartertv.com. Then, while I am doing that live streaming, I create a YouTube, and in an hour's time, I typically create 3 YouTubes. Once again, content, video content. Then I take that content and I tell Google Plus about it, creating some additional search engine optimization, some content for the search engines to find. Then, to enhance the amount of content that we have at David's Barter Community, every day when you log in to the community, you see the most recent YouTubes that I have done. All I've done is I've taken the YouTubes and I've embedded the code on a landing page in the community. So content marketing is easily the most important thing that we do, and we do it at least 6 times a day, 6 times a week, and I create as many as 20 YouTubes in an average week, all for new content, new things for the search engines to look for. Not only does Google find them, but Bing has started to find them, and it creates great positioning for us when all you need to do is search David's Barter or search SmallBizDavid in quotation marks, and you will find page after page, video after video of content. Okay, how can you take that concept and make it work for you as you're starting a business in David's Barter Community? Simple. Just do it. You probably will not be as focused as I am in doing it, because I do it every day, 6 days a week, and I feel that I've lost opportunity if I don't do it. So it just becomes a part of my daily routine. Now, you know that I've written 1 book by myself and participated in another book project. The book that I wrote by myself is How Do You Answer These 749 Questions About Your Small Business. Wrote it 4 years ago. Not only did I write the book, edit the book, but I also manufactured the book, not me personally, but I went to a printer friend of mine and said, Jack, this is what I need. Can you do it for me? We created a wonderful, simple system for me to write the book. And from a time efficiency standpoint, from the time I started writing till I was actually holding up a printed copy of the book was 100 days, literally. Total focus on developing content. Little did I know 4 years ago that the book that I was creating, building, developing, manufacturing, marketing, would 4 years later become a very significant part of David's Barter community, because the 749 questions that we have in the book, not all of them are going to be important to your business, or not all of them are going to be important to you when you're starting a business. More important when you're starting a business, because these are things to think about as you are starting your business. It's a list of 749 questions. I personally have found the answers. I have provided the answers to those questions. Now, I didn't do it in the original book, and I didn't do it for specific reasons. But the criticism that I got, the only criticism that I got about the book, was that I didn't provide the answers. So I said, okay, I need to now start providing not just answers to those questions, but answers to things that are happening every day that might impact your small business. That's why I started doing video content 4 years ago, so I could start to provide answers to those questions from the book. Subsequently, I've created about another at least 1,000 small business keywords. So now we have approximately 2,500 small business keywords which you can use on your landing pages, which will create the interest for people who are searching for small business information within our community. We use the words to bring traffic to the front door of the community. At that point, we need to distribute that traffic, which we do to your landing page in what we call manage, optimize, bandwidth. And we do it in the form of a subscription. You can try this out. Try it for yourself. Test it to see if it works. Complimentary for the next 85 days until the end of the year. An opportunity for you to start a business by providing video content, which could become a book for you. If I decide to create another printed book, which I don't think I will, I don't need it at this point in my life, but if I did, I could simply take all of those videos that I created, get them transcribed, and edit them to a book. But now I have about 350 chapters or 350 videos that I can use and create a printed book if that's what I so desire. But let me tell you something. The data very clearly shows that ebooks, books that are done electronically and not printed and manufactured in the traditional sense of a book, there are now more of those being sold on Amazon than hardcover, softcover books. There are more ebooks being published. Take advantage of that concept and get your book, your ebook, produced, developed on your landing page in our community. It's working for me with my content, with my expertise, which happens to be small business, with specific focus on starting a small business. It can happen in the same way for you with whatever your expertise is, your intellectual property, your product. You can create a book around your product, the advantages of using that product, the benefits of using that product, what value can you bring to somebody's life, what kind of return on resource investment can you show when somebody buys that product, buys that service. It's a pretty simple concept, done extremely effectively, efficiently, and very simply with a landing page. Okay, let me share some things to think about if it's the book route that you want to do, where you want to go. Different ways how you can use it. I'm going to give you about 25 of them here. Create a logo for your theme. We have done it very effectively, and as you know, our logo is, here's our logo. SmallBizDavid's avatar. That's our logo. Also, this is part of our logo, the David's Barter, and you will see that at the top of every community landing page and every personal landing page that I create. Decide on and check an event hashtag. Hashtags are becoming more important every single day. It's amazing. 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, we didn't know much about hashtags. Now we see hundreds of thousands, millions maybe, of new hashtags every day. Check your Facebook location for check-ins. We have made it very easy for you to create something in our community and share it. It's not something different, unique. You see share buttons wherever you go, but we have developed Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Google Plus share buttons. Plus, here's a drop-down menu of different kinds of places where you can share. The content that you create, the video content that you create, we have made it very simple for you to share that with the other communities where you have a presence and existence. Think about this. When you start a new business, who are the first ones that you want to tell about that? You want to tell your family, your friends. Where do you find those folks? You find those folks in the social media communities. So create the content, use the simple technology that we have put in place with you, and share that with, I don't know, maybe 50 different audiences, 50 different communities. Twitter, for the same reason, we have about 10,000 Twitter followers, and we create tweets, and the tweet takes them to video content. And it's amazing. I don't know how many of those are retweeted. I don't pay attention to that. If they are retweeted, that's a great thing. That's what Twitter is all about, your ability to create something valuable that's going to get retweeted and sent out additionally by other folks. Choose a local or related clarity partner and donate so much per tweet. That's the concept of collaboration. Small business collaboration is at the heart of all new businesses being started. New businesses being started can't do it alone. There's just too much going on, too much technology available, and you can't do it alone. Work with other people, collaborate with other people, barter with other people, so that together you can start your businesses grow each of your individual businesses, and together you're creating new business opportunities. That's why small businesses must collaborate with one another. I got this information from B2B, business to business, b2b.com. Okay, a few additional points here. Pinterest, I won't go into too much detail there. I know it exists. I've been there a little bit. I don't use it. I'm trying to really figure out a good way to use it, and we'll find it, but we're not doing it yet. Live blogs, I do live blogs every single day. Live tweets, I do live tweets every single day. These are all things where you take your content, preferably your video content, and create a landing page for yourself, and if you want to make a book from that content, transcribe the information. Get it transcribed, the things that you're saying, and it will very simply, very easily put it into a format where you can then create a printed book if that's what you want. Then you can distribute that book any way you want to. We don't think you need to. What a book does, it puts you, it archives you in history because you created a book that may or may not be important for individuals. Why I did my first book was two people were actually most responsible for me creating my first book. Actually, it was a dream that I set for myself. When I first started in business, I started as a publisher. And my dream then was, I had bought a publication. I bought somebody else's publication. This happened to be my father's publication, which my mother owned. But I was in the publishing business. That was the thing that I did first in my life. And when I did, there were two dreams that I set for myself. One was to start a magazine from zero and see where I could go with that magazine, which I did. 5 years, 6 years into my publishing. The other thing I wanted to do took 30 years to realize that dream, and that was I wanted to publish a printed book. But I wanted to do it totally on my own. I created the content, edited the content, and I manufactured that book. I needed a printer. I was not a printer, but I had a friend who was, and a lot of friends who were. I picked one and said, Jack, please help me. This is what I want to do. We created a very simple way for that book to get manufactured. I was able to control costs of the manufacturing of that book because I did it. And then because I published it myself, I was the exclusive marketing agent of that book. When you publish a book, when you go to a traditional publisher and you write a book, they decide to publish your book, they maintain all of those marketing rights. You have no control over that. Not only do they maintain the rights to market your material, they create how much money you're going to get for each one of the books that you have sold through their distribution, their marketing and distribution channel. That's what traditional publishing is all about. And there are, I don't know, several thousand new books published every day. So the marketplace for publishing a book, it's an extremely difficult marketplace to exist because not only are you competing for the world's attention in general, then you are competing specifically for that audience. that publisher has been able to create for you, be it Amazon.com, which has totally changed the rules of publishing, or a traditional publisher who uses the bookstore. Yes, there still are bookstores. Yes, they still are popular, but they're being challenged by video content, and they're being challenged by the cost to produce a book. An e-book is much less. Same information, but different format. So the industry has been in tremendous transition for the last 10 years. And it will only get more competitive because people's quest for information, their thirst for information, where do they turn to find it? Not necessarily the bookstores. I still try to make a habit once a month to go into my neighborhood bookstore, and I head right for the magazine section of the store, and I head for the business magazine section of the magazine section, and I look to see what is being published that month, what information is being distributed to folks about business. I do that every month religiously, and I share that with you. I'll find something off the shelves and come home and create a YouTube to share that information. So the traditional means of distribution of a book and marketing a book, they're not going to go away totally. They're being changed dramatically. The Kindle book changes dramatically the whole industry, and that whole Kindle thing, the readers are an extremely aggressive environment for competition, and becoming more so every day. So it's a different world we live in, and but at the heart of it all is people are still in demand for good content, be it printed, be it video. We think that I've done it, I'm doing it, it's working for me, that the first means ought to be a video. Then if you decide to print your book, it's an easy process. You've got the information, it's easy to take that information and make a printed book out of it. One way to effectively use a landing page, a very optimized, very Googleized landing page in David's Barter community.